I'm absolutely delighted to personally welcome Kevin to the football club as our new manager. And first, a few words to be said by Chairman David Phillips. Dave, I'll say a few words to the press, please.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, we're absolutely, as a board, as the chairman, the vice chairman, we're delighted to welcome Kevin back to the club. I know the word legend has been used an awful lot, but I think it is a case. It really does mean something. He's still a very fit man. He still wants to play. He's going to be our player manager. We're absolutely delighted to welcome him back. And we've had a lot of turbulent times in recent history at this club, but we're confident we can kick on from here. And welcome back, Kev.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Open up the floor for questions for Kevin.
129 applicants for the job, and you're the one, Kev. You must be very proud and happy to be back.
Yeah, yesterday was the proudest moment of my professional career, walking out, meeting these guys. And I just can't wait to get started. I knew for a couple of days, I've done plenty of planning, but there's been some interesting questions asked by people so far, but that was it. Who wouldn't want this job?
Obviously, you've been away for a couple of years. What was it that made you think it was time to come back?
Well, I always knew I'd come back. I said it when I left. The club's been such a big part of my life that I knew that time would come. Probably came a bit sooner than what I was expecting, but I just can't wait to get going. I can't wait for Aldershot on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously, you've got a big task ahead of you, haven't you?
Oh, really? Look at these two. We've got fine figures. We've brought these along. It's about this lot. It's not about me. It's about the players, and it's about going out there on Saturday against Aldershot and winning one game at a time. And I've taken the session today. Attitudes are spot on. They all look like they're willing to learn and wanting, and that's all I'll ask of them. I don't mind mistakes as long as it's all done trying to do the right things.
Question for you guys: what was it that made you think Kevin was the man for Torquay United?
Well, we got down to around about 4 or 5 quite serious applicants. Some good men there, and a few of them were at other clubs, so I couldn't mention any names, obviously. But Kevin ticked more boxes than anyone else. He did a fantastic interview. His motivation, his inspirational. We think he's the right man for the job, and let him carry on, and we'll see what the results are like. But I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine.
That one didn't sound negative. Some people have said that's not what we need right now. It's perhaps Torquay United needs someone with a bit more experience, and that's probably, I guess, the one box that Kevin doesn't tick. We've
heard this argument, but I could mention a few names from the past. Buckle didn't have a lot of experience. Leroy Rosenia didn't have a lot. Kevin Hodges, going back further than that, didn't have a lot. It's just 50. It doesn't always work in the way you think. There's been a number of people that have come in. Kevin's been a professional for nearly 20 years. He's got great contacts in the game. He ticked more boxes than anyone else, as I've already said, and we're very happy with our choice.
I guess really the fact that Kevin is Torquay United has played a big factor in the decision.
Well, he's got Torquay United, in his heart. We know that. He's already said that he always wanted to come back, but that wasn't the final factor at all. He was our man from the interviews we gave.
Jordan, I'm sure. Sorry.
No, your player manager, which is quite a rare thing for this football club. Are you ready and able to play straight away, or is there, in other words, your registration and everything? There's no issue with Bar City or anything like that over your...
Well, Steve, no, Bath have been brilliant, and Steve's on that at the moment.
Yeah, we hope to have Kevin registered and able to play for us on Saturday.
Right, so if that's the plan, to have you available to play.
Available for selection if the manager picks me.
If the manager
yeah,
picks you.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. So.
So I guess then Kevin's going to need some assistance. What's the situation with a kind of backroom team?
No, they've been brilliant. I've got. It's not something to rush. I've got Kenny. I've got people like this that are going to help me out. It's a decision that I need to make properly. I can't rush into it. I need somebody that I can trust, somebody that's going to stand up to me when they think I'm wrong, and somebody that, if I am playing, that can be on the bench, and if they see something that I might miss while I'm in the heat of it, that they can step in and make a decision and change things for the better of the team. So if I rushed into that, I'd be a little bit naive, I think. So I'm putting together a little list. I'm speaking to a few people, and we'll go from there. But with Kenny, with the lads, with all these people here, with the huge amount of phone calls and texts and stuff that I've had over the last couple of days, I've got more than enough backup and more than enough help that I'm open to and willing to listen to make sure I get it right.
Changing way the game's changed over the years. What sort of philosophy are you bringing to this football club? Sort of playing style or?
A winning playing style is all I'm after. Again, be a bit naive just to turn up and say that I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that without having any kind of backup, plan A, plan B, and all the rest of it. I know the league. You look out there now and you see the pitch and it looks absolutely stunning. And I could come in and say I'm going to play total football, but then can you play total football on a Tuesday night away at Welling in the middle of February when there's no grass on the pitch? Or, no disrespect to Welling, but you're going to get bad pitches. Our pitch itself gets heavy in the winter, so I'm not going to come in with any one set philosophy. I'm just going to do whatever it takes to win, starting on Saturday against Aldershot.
Kev, what's been your sort of coaching background in the last few years? Have you done your badges?
I've done my badges, yeah. I haven't had one set team. I've just kind of gone in different places and done bits here and there. I've done a bit with the Torquay ladies. I've enjoyed the coaching. When I sit down and think about how I'm going to do things, a lot of it probably falls under manager, because I think, you've got a guy here that's played hundreds of games. You've got a young guy here who's played plenty.
Hundreds of games.
Hundreds of games.
Am I going to come in and teach them what to do? I'm going to guide them. I'm going to give them a plan on how I want them to play. But they're good players. I've been here the last couple of days. We had a game out there. All of us played together. There's players with huge amounts of ability. So coaching's important. I'm going to have to coach them how I want them to play in a structure, in the shape that I pick. But what I really need to do is get everybody pulling in the right direction, and I think that probably comes under how I'm going to treat them and how I'm going to be as a person, more than badges in a book and how many hours you've put in coaching people.
I guess one of your first tasks is probably just to get the confidence back in the players after a tough couple of months, really.
Well, they look confident enough to me, and they talk confident enough, and I said it to them, and I'll say it again. Confidence, however they're going to be, will start, and it did start yesterday at 10 o'clock. I don't care about the result against Lincoln. I don't care what happened in all the months leading for me being here. Nothing to do with me, and as far as I'm concerned, the players now are on a fresh start. So I'm going to hopefully get them going out there on Saturday and putting on a performance. And I can't guarantee a win, but what I hopefully will be able to guarantee is you seeing a massive reaction from a good group of lads. They just need to go out and enjoy football again. Remember why they got into it. Managers come in all the time, and a lot of them will say similar things, and they'll talk about trust, and they'll talk about what we need to do to win and getting to know each other. But it's easy just to say that. I can't walk into that dressing room like I did yesterday and tell them that I'm here and I can be trusted.
No.
I've got to prove to them, and I've got to prove to them that I can show them the best way to be the best they can be. And in return, they've got to prove to me that their attitudes are as good as what they've shown over the last couple of days, because you get that immediate reaction when you walk in. But so far so good, and I will do that. I'm not, you know me well enough. I don't change. I'm not planning on, just because I might have letters on my shirt instead of numbers for a bit. They'll get treated with the utmost respect. They have my trust right now, and we'll move on. Yeah, I'll speak to everybody around the place. I think everybody's opinion is valid. I've watched a few DVDs. I came to the game on Tuesday. So I've seen all that. But honestly, again, without wanting to be repetitive, I'm not bothered if they were informed or not informed before I got here. What I'm bothered about is what they do from now. So they've got this week to show me what they can do in training and what their attitude's like, which for me is the biggest thing. And then I'll pick a team, and hopefully they'll realise that the first team I pick is based on what I've seen and what I believe is going to put a performance on really against Aldershot, but I've got no, there's no agenda. I've not made my mind up on anything yet, and from then on, everyone will be given a chance, whether it's a chance starting, coming off the bench. It's a very often used phrase, but we're all in it together. So whether you're playing on the bench, in the stands, you will be used at some point. You will be needed. And the hardest thing, I think, as a manager is to keep the players that aren't on the pitch happy. Martin Ling was about the best I've ever known at that. You almost thanked him when he left you out the squad. So I've got to take the experience of working for people like that and try and put it onto these boys. And if we win games one at a time as the season goes on, everybody benefits. These guys here will benefit, the fans benefit, the players will benefit, and that's what we've got to start getting everybody to see.
Big responsibility for you guys as well. I mean, you're not really, I guess, classed as senior players, but at Torquay United you are.
Yeah, it's young. It's obviously a young squad. Obviously, I think Louis is one of the older ones. No offence, Louis, but
It's only 27.
Yeah,
But is that something
what
that
I
you-
should say is Exodus is injured at the moment, and I've spoke to Exodus, but from now, Angus is going to be our captain. I think the players look up to him. I think he's a good young leader, and I think that it'll be good for him. And I think everybody's got a lead. I spoke to Louis. I know what he's capable of. He's a match winner, so I think his confidence in what Angus can bring on the pitch. I think these are the kind of examples of players that I want, and I want rubbing off on other people. And I think that it'll be good for Angus and the team for now. Exodus has been carrying an injury, like we know, and he's put himself through a lot of discomfort to carry on playing. So it's a chance for him now to go away, get himself fully fit, and come and knock on my door and tell me when he's ready. But for now, Angus is going to lead us out on Saturday. So luckily for him, he's the only player right now that knows he's playing.